Nick Herbig's agent just went on a podcast and said his client could be a top 5 edge rusher in the entire NFL. Not a top 5 backup, a top 5 edge rusher in the whole league. And here is the twist. Herbig is not asking for a trade. He is not making noise to force his way out. He wants to stay in Pittsburgh. Here is exactly what is going on. To understand why Herbig's agent even needed to say this publicly, you have to understand the spot Nick Herbig is in right now. The Pittsburgh Steelers have 3 legitimate outside linebackers heading into 2026. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Nick Herbig. That list sounds great for the Steelers. But think about what it means for Herbig. He is the 3rd man at a position where only 2 guys start. He is 24 years old. He has 16 career sacks. And every week, he watches 2 other players start ahead of him. Now add this. Jack Sawyer is emerging as another name at that position. The Steelers are not running out of pass rushers. They are stacked there. And Herbig knows that the longer he sits behind Watt and Highsmith, the more teams around the league are going to look at him and think he could be their guy, not Pittsburgh's. That is the pressure the Steelers front office is working under right now. Stay with me, because the contract situation here is messier than most people are reporting. Joe DiBenedetto is Nick Herbig's agent. He went on the Fehoko show with former Steeler Braden Fehoko, and he did not hold back. I fully believe if Nick was starting full-time in this league, he'd be one of the top 5 best edge rushers in football, DiBenedetto said. Opportunity is everything, right? He's learning from Alex and TJ from day one. Stop there for a second. Top 5 edge rusher in football. That is a massive statement. Think about who is at the top of that list right now. Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Thibodeau. His agent is putting Herbig in that conversation. And the agent is not done. Without getting into too much of the nuances that is ongoing, Nick wants to be a Pittsburgh Steeler for life, and I hope that we can make that happen. 2 things stand out in that sentence. First, the phrase nuances that is ongoing. That is, agent language for contract talks are happening and it's complicated. Second, I hope that we can make that happen. Not it will happen, not the deal is close, he said hope. That matters, and we will come back to it. Before you dismiss this as an agent doing his job and hyping his client, let us look at what Herbig has actually done. He is 24 years old. The Steelers took him in the 3rd round out of Wisconsin. In 4 NFL seasons, he has 16 career sacks. Last season alone, he put up 7.5 sacks. And here is the thing about those sacks. He got them as a backup. As the 3rd option on a defense that already has TJ Watt eating up attention from every offensive line in the league, when Watt is on the field, teams devote extra resources to stopping him. That opens up other rushers. But it also means when Herbig gets his snaps, he is often getting them in rotational situations, not as the featured pass rusher with a full game plan built around him. His 7.5 sacks came without being the centerpiece. Now imagine a defense that game plans around Nick Herbig. Now imagine him with 600+ snaps instead of whatever rotation role he was playing. That is the argument DiBenedetto is making, and the numbers give him real ground to stand on. Here is where it gets interesting. And this is the part that explains why the agent went public. The Steelers have not made much progress on a contract extension with Herbig. Pittsburgh knows they need to sign him. That is a lot of players to pay in one offseason, so the Steelers are juggling. They want Herbig. They know what he is worth. That is why the agent went on a podcast, not to burn the Steelers, not to create drama, but to put the message out clearly. Herbig wants to stay. He is worth what he is going to ask for, and Pittsburgh needs to get this done. It is a public reminder to the front office without creating a public war. Now here is the part no one is talking about directly, but everyone is thinking. If the Steelers sign Herbig to a real contract, the kind his agent is suggesting he deserves, you cannot keep paying him to be a backup. TJ Watt is still one of the best defensive players in football. You do not move off of him. But Alex Highsmith is entering the later part of his deal. The Steelers have to at least think about whether the long-term plan includes Herbig eventually stepping into a starting role in Pittsburgh, or whether signing him to market value just delays the question of why he is still not starting. Herbig is 24. In 2 or 3 years, that question becomes a real problem if nothing changes. You cannot pay a guy top 5 money and play him behind 2 other starters unless those starters are TJ Watt and someone younger. The Steelers know this. Herbig knows this. His agent knows this. Remember when the agent said he hopes the deal gets done? Here is the inside detail that most coverage missed. Herbig personally called Fehoko and told him he would share news of the deal directly. He is involved in this. He knows what is happening in the negotiation, and he trusts the process enough to make a joke about wanting to share good news when it comes. That is not the behavior of a player who is ready to walk. That is a player who wants to see this through. The Steelers are in a transition. For the first time in over 20 years, they have a new head coach. They have a new quarterback situation. The foundation they built for 2 decades is shifting. And one of the things that stays the same is the pass rush identity. Pittsburgh has always built from the outside in. They find edge rushers, they develop them, they pay the ones worth paying. Nick Herbig is the next name in that line. He came in as a third-round pick from Wisconsin and turned himself into a double-digit sack threat in a backup role. He did not complain publicly when the reps were limited. He learned from Watt and Highsmith every single day. And when his number was called, he delivered 7.5 sacks in a season where he was not even the starter. Getting this deal done is not just about Herbig. It is about the Steelers telling every young player on that roster that Pittsburgh is a place where if you develop and you produce, they will take care of you. If they let Herbig walk because they could not get a deal done, that is a message too. So here is where we land. Nick Herbig's agent sent a public message to the Steelers. The message was clear. My client is a top 5 edge rusher if you give him a chance to start. He wants to stay in Pittsburgh for life. Get the deal done. The Steelers want to get it done. They just have not gotten there yet. Herbig is 24. He has 16 career sacks. He has learned behind 2 of the best edge rushers in football. His agent believes he is already in the conversation with the elite names at his position. And the most important thing from everything that came out this week, Herbig told his friend Fei-Ho Ko he would call him when the deal was done. He did not say if, he said when. That is where Pittsburgh and their next pass rush star stand right now. Close, but not there yet. And every day that passes without a signature is a day another team gets to wonder if they have a shot. The Steelers need to make that call before someone else tries to make it for them.